I think it's important for you to understand that from the perspective of Vision 2030, this is a very important project for us for very many reasons. First and foremost, we want to be very clear. This is a clear demonstration, because oftentimes questions are asked about the financing or the funding of Vision 2030 projects. Thank you. And there's always this very mistaken assumption that all these will be government projects, all this will be funded by government or by taxpayer money. And while many projects will be funded by taxpayer money, the great majority of some of the largest projects will be private sector driven projects, because Vision 2030 is not a government project. It's a national development plan for the entire country. And everybody has a role to play. The government has a role to play, private sector has a role to play, different non-state actors have a role to play. And we are very happy to endorse Lake Turkana Wind Power project as a Vision 2030 flagship project, because we think that it fulfills very many of the objectives of Vision 2030. First, you all know that we have a huge energy need and deficiency in this country. For us to become an industrialized nation over the next 15 to 18 years, we'll need to have a lot of energy generation. You've obviously seen projects such as has been the geothermal power project that was launched just about a month ago by the president. But this addition of 300 megawatts to the grid is going to be a tremendous boost to our efforts to boost, to increase the energy generation in this country. We also are encouraging green energy generation. I think you've all heard the Prime Minister indicate that this country wants to become, to the greatest extent possible over the next 10 years, a green economy. So again, it fulfills that particular objective of Vision 2030. Energy in general, but also greener energy as time goes by. In addition to all that, you're all familiar with the LAPSET project, which is a major Vision 2030 project. And it is important to know that this reinforces the goals of the LAPSET project, because as Carlo has indicated, Kenya, Vision 2030 envisions the development of the entire country. For too long, this country has had people who have felt marginalized, who have felt that their areas weren't developed infrastructure-wise. Vision 2030 was deliberately designed to develop the entire country, which means that existing corridors that are economically active, you're all familiar with the Mombasa-Malaba corridor, which is the economically active part of Kenya, needed to be reinforced and developed. That is why we're developing the Mombasa port, and Nairobi is being developed, and Kisumu is being developed. But in addition to that, to open up a new corridor in a highly underdeveloped part of Kenya, is the northern part of Kenya, which is why we have the LAPSET corridor. This project reinforces that particular objective, because as Carlos indicated, we now will have power being generated in a part of Kenya that has never had power. And while we will, obviously 10 megawatts is a lot of power, so we have to connect it to the main grid through the transmission line to Suswa. But the Marsabit Turkana areas will benefit from this particular power project as well. And with that will be the development of economic activity under the economic pillar of Vision 2030. But also schools and hospitals that need to be developed in those areas will now be powered. In addition to this, capacity building. Again, Carlo has indicated the CSR initiatives that they intend to undertake over the next 20 years, which initiatives I think will have major positive impact to the area. But beyond the CSR, the actual project itself will result in a lot of capacity building in this country and in the area. When you're putting up a project worth over 600 million euro, 300 megawatts of power, I understand about 24,000 hectares of land, or almost 40,000 for the general
40,000
area.
acres.
40,000 acres. 40,000 acres of land. That kind of a project will require, will be a lot of activity. So a lot of capacity building, a lot of economic activity will be ginned up by that kind of a project. It's a massive project. So for all these reasons, it was self-evident and a no-brainer that this is clearly a Vision 2030 flagship project that, again, I repeat, meets several objectives of Vision 2030. So we want to congratulate Lake Turkana Wind on the fortitude and the courage and the patience they have had in seeing this project through. We look forward in the next few months to actually see groundbreaking. I think I would safe to say that 95% of what needs to be done is done. So we just need to do a little bit of tying the loose ends in terms of financial close over the next few months to make sure that this project takes off. It will be one of our major projects in the second medium-term plan over the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Would you like to stand and just hand it?
Yeah.
Just take one copy and just hand it to him.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.